Caution grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Riverside Raceway for the Southland Champs. Final 4 rounds of this fully non-contact Wednesday night. Who set up these fucking cameras? Caleb Arneson, Max Bill, are you row number 1? A. Rob, Peter May, row number 2. Stuart Patterson. Right, they're coming round into the final corners now. And it's green flag racing here for race number 1, modifieds for the Southland Champs. Caleb Arneson up on the inside of Max Bill. Max Bill holding his line round the outside. He's still on the outside of Caleb Arneson, but Caleb Arneson slips under on the pole line. Caleb Arneson through into the lead. Max 2 Mickey Beale in second. As we look a little bit further back to Brandon Niven. In third, he'll be chasing them down quite ferociously. As it's still Caleb Arneson leading them out. Brandon Niven in third. As we look back, Bert Cardwell in fourth. A-Rob, brand new to the Wednesday night racing, in fifth. As we look back to the leaders once more, Caleb Arneson unopposed out in the front in that 9C machine. It's a smaller grid tonight with just 10 cars. However, we've already had Peter May removed from the race. It's 2 Mickey Max Beals. Time to put the pressure on to Caleb Arneson, and Stu Patterson has been forced to pull to the infield due to a flat right rear. He tends to either win it or spin it, and tonight he's spun it in race 1. As it's Bert Cardwell who will be joining him as well for the finishing points with a damaged car. But as we look further up ahead, once again, Max Beale, Caleb Arneson, first and second in what's turned into a little bit of a runaway victory for Caleb Arneson. The real question is, can 2 Mickey Mac Beale hold off Brandon Niven? Laps ticking by. We do look further back in the field. It's some good old-fashioned line racing. A-Rob still holding down his 5th place with an aggressive Richard Joy looking to secure a spot in that top 5. Sorry, he's now up in the 4th. I've just totally forgotten about Bert and Stu's removal. And now A-Rob, a slight newbie mistake, allowing Richard Joy straight onto the back. A-Rob knows to hold that pole line as Richard Joy one wheel up on the pole line, up on the grass. All grass, all go here in the race for 4th now, just outside that podium. As it's just some good old-fashioned line racing that everyone loves to see. Richard Joy tries sending it high around the outside. This has allowed Bryce Cross in for a run. He's up the inside. I think that's race over, or it's carnage. So it is race over. It finishes how it starts, pretty much. Caleb Arneson in first. Max 2 Mickey Beale in second. Brandon Niven third. A. Robbie Robinson in fourth. Richard Joy 5th. Bryce Cross 6th. Last finisher, James Profit with Bert, Stu and Peter all DNFing. Right, just a short little break there while they were working some stuff out, and we're back underway. Race number 2. Start moving the fucking drone camera around to the front of the grid. They come out of the floor. Stu Patterson and James Profit. Front row, Richard Joy, Burt Cardwell. Row number 2, Caleb Arnson, Bryce Cross. Row 3, Peter May, 2, Mickey MacBeal. Row 4, A-Rob and Brandon Niven off the back. Just give me, yeah, we've got the 1NZ, Stu Patterson on pole. Profit has been around racing these Wednesday nights for a while. It's his first race off the grids. Stu Patterson will lead them round. We've got one stalled car on the dummy grid. Will it be the 1NZ able to use that inside row, or will James Profit be able to use his newfound knowledge and make something work around the outside? They're coming into 4 now. It's green flag and they're racing. Profit on the outside tries to squeeze Patterson down. He tries to get the better exit. Patterson up on the inside. They make contact. They do touch. Profit through into the lead provisionally. Patterson with a better inside line will have the run. He does it again as Profit is out wide, and it's Patterson through into the lead. Profit second, Burt Cardwell in third in that OK car. Temporarily, however, as Bryce Cross comes through. And what's this? Profit down on that inside, past Stu Patterson. The car from Rotorua is leading us out with 1 and 2 NZ hot and tail. It's pack racing in its finest as Patterson slides up. Bryce Cross takes a look to the inside. And it's still Profit leading us out, holding that pole line well as he's got a New Zealand champion and the runner-up in the New Zealand champions hot on his tail. Profit now getting a little bit of the pressure as Stu Patterson runs into the back of him. That might have caused some damage to one of those cars. As Profit now continues to try and hold his lead out. He's unable to stretch the distance to Stu Patterson, but he's able to hold that pole line. As we look a little bit further back down the order, it's Richard Joy who's gaining heavily on this. He's able to join the back of this battle pack, and Niven now, as he looks to start closing the gap once again, making it a 5-way fight up the front. It's still Profit leading them out. Patterson in second. Keeping the pressure on in behind. He's up on that inside, but Profit just high enough to try and keep some momentum. The 1NZ hot on his tail. Laps ticking by. I believe these are only 12 lap races. It's going to be a huge point haul for the man who's just starting on the grids tonight for the first time. Patterson still trying to keep that pressure on. One slip up from any of these four drivers will see their chance of a podium removed. As Richard Joy's just sneaking in the background. Profit makes a mistake. He slides up. Stu Patterson into the lead. Profit got a run on that inside. He's significantly alongside. He's able to hold that pole line, but Patterson uses that outside line, uses the extra momentum. Profit once again looks to the inside as we've just seen, I think, Peter May get out of harm's way. Laps ticking by, and it's a real battle on now. I think that's race over. It's going to come down to who crossed the line first, and it's Patterson by 4 thousandths. Or is that, hold on, tenths, 100, yeah, 4 thousandths of a second. Yes, as we said, Stu Patterson first, James Profit second, Bryce Cross third, Richard Joy fourth, Brandon Niven fifth, A. Robbie Robinson sixth, Caleb Arnson seventh, 2 Mickey Mac Beale eighth, Burt Cardwell ninth, and Peter May unluckily a lap down in 10th. Bryce, Richard and Stewart tied third. Caleb second. I didn't quite hear was first. There is 2 points between first and eighth. However, it is close racing for the Southland champs. So, it's the 2NZ, Bryce Cross, Brandon Niven, row 2, A-Rob, Richard Joy, row 2, Bert Cardwell, Peter May, row 4, 2 Mickey Maxfield, James Prophet, row 4, Caleb Arnson and Stu Patterson off the back. The light screen, the safety ute has been deployed, the invisible ute is rolling around. These drivers just hold to keep it between 50 and 60 as they roll round speed. Stu Patterson off the back, Bryce Cross off the front, Brandon Niven keeping it nice and narrow as they enter the final corner, the green. And like a professional that I am, my headset's gone flat for that opening lap. Brandon Niven leading it off from Bryce Cross. Their nose to tail once again. One mistake could cost the Southland title right here. Bryce Cross trying to force the error, trying to force the mistake as he's right on that tail of the 15 GM. Bryce Cross in the 2NZ, hot on the tail. Richard Joy close in behind in the Whitakers modified. Bryce Cross himself almost makes the mistake there, as now Richard Joy straight on the tail. He looks to the upside. Bryce Cross cuts off using the nose, but Richard Joy is now hot on the tail as it's a three-way battle for the Southland title. Not to mention A-Rob just in behind in fourth, looking to close that gap down a little bit more so he can add to the pressure mounting. Caleb Arniston has been taken out and we're down to 9 runners. He was in contention for this title. Is now Bryce Cross, Brandon Niven. Right there, I think we've got another one on the pole line as well. Peter May has bailed out of this race as we look back. So now we're down to 8 runners in this feature race. Nivan leading him out. As it's Bryce Cross looking to put some pressure on, force the error, force a mistake, or he'll be have to use the outside to make the pass. I'm amazed no lap traffic has come into contention all night long. Mind you, this has been a pretty quick wrap up of the modifieds. Is now Bryce Cross. Small mistake, left just a little bit on the inside for Richard Joy. Niven leaves a lot to the inside, comes down, closes the door on Bryce Cross. Richard Joy's now in the mixer as it looked for a second like we were going to have some overtakes. Niven just holding that pole line, doing an amazing job as Richard Joy is now looking to join this party and all this action. A-Rob has joined the fight and Niven, mistake, and it's all gone over on the line. It's carnage. Who won that in the end? Richard Joy by 9 thousandths of a second snuck through from third to first on the final lap. Bryce Cross in second. Niven led from lap 1 in third. Robbie Robinson in fourth. Fifth to Mickey Max Bill. And all this excitement, I've got a new match on Tinder. Fuck yeah, she hot. Right, we now move over to modifieds. Stu and Max 5th equal. A-Rob in 3rd. Brandon and Bryce 2nd equal. Top spot, Richard Joy. Sorry, 4th. A-Rob is 4th, not 3rd. I've only gone a match with a milk on Tinder tonight, just keeps getting better. It's close racing for the modifieds. I'm going to leave you quickly with Bryce Cross. Hopefully I'm back in time for race 1. Right, after leading you with Bryce Cross, he's clearly gone to the fucking infield midway through my shit. So, New South Wales or Queensland? I don't actually follow state of origin. I've only just got into the NRL. I'm probably going to go. I've been going New South Wales just to piss Tomo off. So I think I'm just going to continue to go for New South Wales just to piss Tomo off. Or was it Queensland? I can't fucking remember. Whatever team Tomo doesn't go for is the one I'm going for. Right, we're not far away from racing again. As we look at some of these custom designs that have been submitted. Peter May once again with his iconic checkered roof. I know that's a replica, I can't remember of who. Then we've got the almighty 1NZ car. We've got the Flynn Racing 148R. There's Niven's 2NZ. There's Richard Joy's retro looking machine. We've got the OK car, a real late model looker. We're rolling through to race any minute now. Let's watch one of the faster boys for a while. Right, waiting on one more to come back.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Right, here we go. The retro looking Richard Joy off pole, Max Beal off 2, Bryce Cross, Stu Patterson, row number 2, Bert Cardwell and Caleb Arnson. Row 3, A. Robbie Robinson. Row 4, Nevan. Row 4, Peter May and Profit off the back. Right, the imaginary pace shooters off as they are off rolling. Richard Joy and Max Beal will lead them out. Two people on the podium of the New Zealand's hot on their tail. And it's green. Stu Patterson tries to get an almighty jump up the inside. Bryce Cross makes it work as Richard Joy is 2 wheels over the pole line. And Stu Patterson spun it in the background. Now it's Max to Mickey Beal and an almighty restart. I hope we can take a look at that post-race replays.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Right. Race 1, attempt number 2. The imaginary pace scooters off as Rich Joy and Max Beal will lead the field once more. They're into 3 and 4. The flag man's ready. And they go green. This time Richard Joy with a much better start, able to hold that inside line and will actually lead us out. As it's Stu Patterson, he's able to get a better start as well as he's up into 2nd now. Max Beal up on the high line, drifts all the way back down to 6th. but it's Richard Joy, Stu Patterson and Bryce Cross. First, second and third in this opening heat. Richard Joy looking to make the most of his Grid 1 start. It of course means he'll have a middle and a back. Middle and a last row start. Stu Patterson pushing the pressure now. Richard Joy slightly high, slightly offline. Stu Patterson puts the nose in, just says, hey, you do that again, I'm going underneath you. And he tries to do it again. Richard Joy able to hold him off to the outside, but this time Patterson has the nose up the inside already. Richard Joy doing an amazing job to hang on around the outside as Patterson makes a mistake. Richard Joy makes a mistake as well. He's fired out well and truly wide. He's keeping the pressure. He's doing all he can to hold on to this top spot. He has to relinquish, and he relinquishes down to third as Bryce Cross sneaks into second. And now the battle continues. Can this Kyle Larson looking machine put some more pressure on Stu Patterson? Jesus, what fucking accent was that? As Patterson starts to extend that lead out. And there is some extension once again as Richard Joy's back into third. Profits backwards in the wall in three. He flicks it back around, but I dare say that car will be too damaged to continue as Caleb Arniston is back up into third again. What happened to Richard Joy? That'll be one to take a look in the weekly recap later on. How far back has he dropped? He's dropped the whole way back to the last of the lead lap runners. As it's still Bryce Cross in second, Stu Patterson up the front, Caleb Arnson in third. Now that Flynn racing machine starting to put the pressure on the edge of the podium. That Burger King design's just missing some of the crucial sponsors the Flynn racing machine in the real world has. But it's definitely one of the good looking cars in this skin pack. I'm glad we've got a Robbie Robinson racing with us once again. As he continues to put some pressure on the back of Caleb Arnson. As I've spud hubbed the shit out of this battle for the lead. Started to kick off as Stu Patterson starts to lift his lines up a bit higher. Bryce Cross looking to set his lines a bit lower, a little bit harder on the pole line, and that's race over. Or it's a 2-week stand down, take your pick. Stu Patterson takes the win, a hard fought win. Bryce Cross in second, Caleb Arneson in third. Special mention to Richard Joy in 8th after an amazing job in the lead. Better get rid of that real quick. Need to figure out how to change it. Change it to a Dirt Works. Right, as we're finally back into racing conditions, race Was that race? No, that was race 2, surely. Race 1, Caleb Arniston on pole. Burt Cardwell starts off second. Nevan and A-Rob, row number 2. Richard Joy, James Prophet, row 3. Stuart Patterson, 2 Mickey, Max Beal, row 4. Peter May, row 5. And it's Bryce Cross off the back, as it'll be Caleb Arnson leading the roll round behind the invisible pace ute. Not really able to stick to one speed as the field just all jams up off corner exit. And we're green. Caleb Arnson with a mighty jump. Burt Cardwell doing his best to hang on, but he fires it out on the wall line. Still able to hold on to the top 3 on the edge of the box. However, he makes a mistake, clips the back of A-Rob, and Nevan is up into third. Almost said second. Burt Cardwell doing his best to bleed the damage, contain the bleeding, stop the damage, and hold on to fifth. Fifth now is Stu Patterson, slips in front as well. Burt Cardwell dropping down the order like a rock in a pond. As it's still Caleb Arneson out in first. Robbie Robinson in second. Brandon Nevan in third. Stu Patterson fourth. Burt Cardwell in fifth, doing his best to hold on from that front row start. As Arnson continues to lead them out. As we look towards the back of the pack, Peter May battling his way through. Richard Joy, a contender for a race win before some collisions, looking to force his way past 2 Mickey Max Beal, as we see Peter May to the infield once more. You might see some lap traffic start to play in. As that 33C car continues to eke out a lead over A-Rob, who's doing a fine job of eking out a lead from the 1NZ of Stu Patterson. Niven just on that 4th place, that bubble of the podium, trying to force his way through. Four more weeks of these non-contact classes before we move to mini sprints and street stocks. Mini sprints, of course, will be streamed like this, but at the moment the plan for the street stocks is it will be in car. It's Niven and Bryce now battling for 4th. Bryce puts his car up onto the inside. Niven makes a slight error, maybe feeling a bit of the pressure from that Larson looking car. I didn't even know there was a Camaro in the game, as Cross just hits the back of Niven, gets crossed up by his line. He looks to try and almost make a pass on the high line, doesn't quite work out for him. Patterson, on the other hand, I think that must be race over because he's struggling there. As I was saying, no way Caleb bottles it on the last lap. Right, and we're back. Heat number 3, final run for the saloons. As they begin the roll around, I can confirm some points. Stu Patterson and Caleb Arneson are tied for first. So it will be a who finishes ahead of who in this final race of the night. As they enter 3 and 4, the flag man with the flag ready. We go over the chalk and the screen flag racing here at Riverside for one last time. Profit. All 3 wheels over the grass, and that will be a restart for sure. We knew we wouldn't get away scot-free for all 3. It's attempt number 2 on race 3.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now?
Right, here we go. Attempt number 2. Final race of the night. Caleb Arneson and Stu Patterson battling down for the final. It will be Profit leaving them out. He's got all 3 of the New Zealand title cars around him. 1, 2 and 3 NZ all around the newbie of James Profit. They go green flag one more time. Profit not able to hold the lead off the start. Nevin and Bryce through. Profit drops right down the order, right down to 5th as we're going the wrong way. And now it's Bryce Cross and Niven battling for the lead. Patterson close in behind. Now it's really a battle of the title holders, 1, 2 and 3, all battling away. They both go out a little bit wide. Bryce Cross almost loses 2nd place to Patterson as they hold it closer to the pole line this time, not making the same mistake, not allowing Patterson to interrupt these 2 battling for the lead. As we get an A-Rob over the comms, not too happy with what's going on, clearly. As it's Niven leading them out. Bryce still in 2nd, Patterson in 3rd, and Profit. Is that Profit? Looks like Profit. Just in the background in 4th. Fuck, it is Profit doing a good job holding down 4th. As we look right to the back for a little bit of Burt watch. As Niven, I'm not sure if that was fully a mistake, but he just kind of slows up, kind of forces a concertina effect. Bryce 2 wheels over the pole, not the exit you want. What's happened to Niven? Has he just bottled that exit? Is now Bryce is down on the inside. Patterson holding closely behind to try and 2 for 1 the deal. Is it Niven once again? He's up high. Bryce throws the nose in, letting him know that he's there. He does it again. He's just not quite able to make it as we see someone spin in the background. It's A-Rob dropping right down to the back of the pack as Bryce Cross almost loses the spot to Patterson. But it's still Niven, Bryce, Patterson, your top three. Profit down in fourth, but there's a gap. So there's no real pressure for the top three in the New Zealand Champs to try and get some more points. It'll be hard to say who takes the overall win tonight if they finish in this order. I know Bryce and Patterson are both in the running for the Southland Champs. I'll tell you what, it's a beautiful night down at Riverside Raceway. Not so bright and not as gloomy as it is up here in Hawke's Bay tonight, as that is race over with a ceremonial super stock conversion as we see Profit go for a mighty wall ride. So it will be Niven, Bryce Cross, Stu Patterson, your top three.
Walk around this town as buildings close and windows are boarded. I think about you when I hear a door slam in the wind and the glass on the mat says welcome. I think about you, sitting inside my head, laughing at what I said. Come on, baby, let's have another toast.
So it will be Bryce taking the overall win for the night. Second will be Stu, Caleb Arneson. Third, I believe, I just need to check those results real quick. Of course, next week, Wednesday, we are up at Huntley for the State Highway number 5 championship. Monday, World 240s at Rotorua. Those travelling from Matariki, stay safe. Catch you all on Monday.